Smooth Productions.
I'm going to introduce Chris Dusing right now. He is an officer in the Army. He's joining us live today. And he was a captain for the 1st Battalion 26th Infantry. And he served for 10 years before becoming medically retired. And he served in Germany, Kosovo, and also Guantanamo Bay. And Chris, I appreciate you doing this live, and sorry about all the audio issues. Thank you for everything you did.
Oh, I don't mind at all. It's good to be with the smooth gentleman.
I appreciate that. And we're going to try to do everything over the next 2 or 3 shows, so jump in now. And again, it looks like everything now is playing perfectly. So to start everything off, could you tell us about your childhood and what made you want to join the armed service?
Yes, I'm a bit of a anomaly in that my parents were much older when they had me. My father was 48, my mom was 40 when I was born. My father was drafted in 1944 and participated in the invasion of Okinawa. He was in the infantry. He had a small break in service and decided and went home. You know, and like many of us find out, you can never go home again. It's not that home changed, it's that you've changed. So he went back in and ultimately ended up in the Air Force. He did 20 years, saw service all around the world, and married my mother when he was stationed in France. My mother was 6 years old when the Germans invaded and occupied the town that she lived in. So they moved to the States after he got out, and I have 6 older siblings, a big Catholic family, and growing up, even though Dad had been retired, because of the way the Army or the military works, as the child dependent of a retiree, all of my health care came through the military. So it's always been like an assumption that that was something that I was going to do. When the time came, I had graduating high school, I had the decision of whether I was going to enlist or whether I was going to go to college and enroll in ROTC. Because at the time, I wanted to be a glamorous fighter pilot, I elected to go into Air Force ROTC program at Virginia Tech. My freshman year is the year that Bill Clinton was elected president. And I remember the night that it happened. My 18th birthday was the next day, so I did not participate in that election. Upperclassmen came out into the halls of the dormitories, and they're all screaming, "Kiss your commissions goodbye." You know, Bill Clinton's the president. You know, it's awful. Through the course of the year, there was a point where the ROTC officers were doing counseling for us cadets. Basically, what do you want to do? And I told this guy I wanted to fly, and he laughed in my face. And basically, it was with the cuts that are coming to defense. Not even all the guys coming out of the service academies are going to get flight slots who want them, so no one coming out of ROTC is going to get one. And it dawned on me that my future career in the Air Force would likely be that of a missileer. So that means one of the 2 guys who sits in the missile silo on 24-hour shifts with the keys and the launch codes in Wyoming or some such. Places I did not want to go, things that I did not want to do. I walked down the hall, stuck my head in the Army office, talked to a sergeant there. I said, "Sergeant, do you have any bases in Wyoming?" "No." "Can I do just about anything, go just about anywhere in the Army?" "Yes." So I switched, and I enrolled in Army ROTC. after that. Excuse me. Because I was young and dumb and very fit and had a high opinion of myself, I was certain I was going to go into the combat arms, either infantry, artillery, or armor branch. One of the main reasons I wanted to do that was because at the time, I did not want to serve with females. My opinions on that have since changed. But at the time, I didn't want to have the hassle of the troops under my command having sex with each other. So it was kind of a valid point. You still there?
I'm sorry, I'm letting you talk.
Okay. I decided I didn't want to have to walk for a living, so I decided I wanted to become a tanker. And I even shot a tank. A lot of fun. M1 Abrams is an amazing piece of machinery. And I put infantry second. Well, little did I know, if you put infantry anywhere in your top three, you get infantry. So off to the infantry I went. Frankly, at the beginning, I was a little disappointed. Like, what have I gotten myself into? But it occurred to me that by doing that, I was going to have something in common with my father that none of my other siblings had. To go carry the rifle and pump the rucksack and go to foreign lands, be in danger, etc. Honestly, also back then, it didn't ever occur to me that I was going to grow old. I figured I was going to deploy somewhere, and I would do my best to die in the blaze of glory, earn the Medal of Honor, and get my parents, $350,000 service member life insurance payment. So that's kind of what my motivations were. It literally was, what else am I going to do? Get a $6 an hour job out of high school? That wasn't anything I wasn't interested in doing.
So this was something you did feel passionate about, you just weren't expecting what was to come, right?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that infantry training is the hardest training in the Army. I actually got hurt during the basic course and then lied about it. Didn't seek treatment, so I would continue and I was able to graduate on time because I was faced with recycling it. Those injuries would have put me out of the Army at the time, and I did not want that. So I hid them, lied about them, and carried on.
And looking back, is that something you feel was a good choice?
Yes, but part of that is if I didn't do that, I don't know who I would be. It is what I identify with the most of, being a leader of men. And I had that when I was in the Army, and it's something I've missed since I've been out. Is here I am, a trained professional military leader without any troops to lead.